Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. The box is opening here for some reason. Alright. What do we got for Cancer? Alright, so going into this situation, this is roller coaster territory, definitely. It feels like it ends really well, but let's be sure. Let's be sure. Starting off, you have the good cheer. Everything is good, everything is cool. You're happy, I'm happy, we're all happy. Everything's happy, we're all good. Okay, cool. And then this unexpected hubbub happens. Five of Wands. Somebody seems to be all... There's a commotion here. And I'm not thinking it's coming... I don't feel it pointed at you, but it's happening. Like there's a... I don't know if it's an event or you're visiting somebody or you're aware of it. There's a big commotion going on. You seem to be sucked into it a little bit. You're sucked into it. But when I'm getting like everything was great, and then all of a sudden there's this big hubbub. And there's a lot of questions left afterwards. Like, where did that come from? Why did that happen? Why did that person say that? Why did that person leave? Why isn't that person saying anything? Stuff like that is all around this. Like, wait a minute, something doesn't make sense. And there's a lot of questions left afterwards. And the study here is like trying to figure out, like, wait a minute. We were all happy. It was all good. Things went kaflooey. And people who you think would say something, or usually would, just seem to walk away from the situation. And I don't understand what's going on here. I don't get it. What is going on? A lot of questions left. The study is like trying to figure out, like, what's up with this? Why did this happen? I don't understand. I don't get it. These are very interesting companion cards. Knowledge and Wisdom. Now... These two cards, I confuse which one comes first. Because one of them is knowing what to do. The other one is the fact that you've tried it and experienced how that actually plays out. So I think knowledge is knowing exactly like what would work best in the situation. Wisdom is actually having the experience of trying to make that work out and seeing how that actually feels when you use that. I believe that's how these two come together. These are in the environment. And I'm getting there's some type of emotional advancement here for somebody. Kind of like they used to handle something a certain way. They used to let somebody kind of play their emotions to their benefit. Like they used to let somebody else play with their emotions in a way. And they've kind of come around the corner with that, going, you know what? I've been letting this person have way too much control over me, because even though they didn't make me do this or physically make me do that, they were setting me off and getting me to react a certain way because they knew it would work. And they're like, I'm not about letting that happen anymore. Somebody seems to be connecting in around you like, wait a minute, somebody was using my own emotions against me and using that to their favor, and I'm not about that. And now that I know that's happening, that's giving me the strength to not let these certain things trigger me like they might have in the past. I'm not allowing these triggers to take effect. I'm shutting them down. Now there's a lot going on here. Now this is starting to explain what's going on around you and why things are weird. Because there's things that like people are getting upset and people are like shutting other people down because there's an advancement emotionally. Somebody is advancing emotionally. And it might be a couple people kind of like sorting this out and moving together at the same time. Kind of like a few people going, oh, this was going on. Wait a minute. I don't like to be manipulated like that. Wait a minute. I don't like that outcome that somebody seems to be triggering me and using me for their own ends. Not okay with that. The Wheel of Fortune turns. The Ten of Swords comes in which leads out with the Knight of Swords. Ten of Swords, yes, is devastation, but the Wheel of Fortune coming in with it is saying, even though there's devastation here and people are unhappy because they feel like this is about the emotional advancement, oh, I see what's been going on here. I see how I've been manipulated. I don't like that. I don't want these triggers to take effect anymore. Very unhappy is the Ten of Swords, like devastated, like, wait a minute, all this time that person has been using my behavior to their benefit. They've been setting me up to go off on these certain things and using it to their own advantage. That's the devastation. If you figure out somebody's been doing that to you, you're not happy about that. Like if you realize, hey, somebody realizes this subject or that word sets me off, but they purposely set it up to happen when it suits them the best. They just have somebody bring up that conversation or put something there that's going to make me have this reaction. I've been manipulated and used by this person. You're not going to like that. Nobody's going to like that. That's the Ten of Swords coming in, like somebody's very unhappy. The Wheel of Fortune is saying, even though this has been happening, understanding it and seeing it that's the wheel turning in their favor, like a twist of fate going in their favor. They don't like it at first. It doesn't feel good to know that, but it's going somewhere better. The Knight of Swords is telling me this doesn't have to be communication. It could be thought. Changing the situation, changing the landscape, like, wait a minute, I'm not going to play pawn anymore. I'm not going to do it. This is what's going on around you. This is all this is a result of, is what they're trying to explain. You should be getting some information with the King of Swords, like figuring it out at the very least. Like, you know what, this is how that person treats me. This is what's been going on. This is how they manipulate my emotions. This is how they have somebody say this word or get this subject going or this phrase, and it sets me off. And this is where I'm realizing I have to do something to stop that word, phrase, or situation from setting me off because this person is using it. They're using me to get what they want. And this information is coming to you with the King of Swords. But with the King of Swords, it's also saying you're looking for it and you're asking for it. And you want this information. It's like you're calling for this information and it's been given to you because the King of Swords is like, I want to know something, I will find the answer. That's the type of King of Swords energy I'm feeling there. Going over to the next tier. This whole situation is heading for a certain reaction, is what I'm getting. Excuse me. Heading for a moment where the past is going to meet the future. The Death card is crossing the Six of Cups. The past is catching up. The past is going to define the future. If I could get this here where somewhere you can see it. I'm getting somebody's not happy. So I can't, I just feel like if I say, oh, it's going to be a joyful, happy moment, I feel like that there's no way anybody, why would I say that anyway? But nobody's going to believe that anyway, because you don't lead up with a negative energy and then go, oh, but it's all good now. Oh, it's okay. We decided not to be upset anymore. No, I don't think that's going to happen. The past is being, like, I almost feel like somebody's like unfolding like this personal letter and reading it all out in front of an audience. It's kind of how it feels. Like somebody's unfolding this personal letter and reading it out in front of a live audience, and just whatever's there, they're letting it fly because, and the attitude behind it is like, the reason I'm reading this letter is because I will no longer let it hold me down. I will no longer let somebody use it against me, because as long as this is not public, it can be used as leverage against me, and I'd rather put it out there for the world than that somebody use it against me. And that's the energy I'm feeling behind this. And somebody's doing the work to take away the power from the situation. The person who feels manipulated is doing what they feel, even as uncomfortable as it may be, what they feel they need to do to take the power away from this situation. Because they're very upset about it. So they're taking the past and they're airing it out. They don't care how personal it is at this point. They feel like they're being manipulated. It's like the past is hurting them again. This person is using the past to hurt them again with it. Even if this person who knows the past was not a part of that original situation, they're using it against this person. And they're like, I'm not going to allow that anymore. I'd rather have the whole world know about it so it can't hurt me anymore rather than hide it as a secret. I'd rather have the whole world know about it and be completely embarrassed about it rather than let it hold me down and hold me in a painful place. The Devil card is on your side. You're not going to enjoy this moment. things come forward that you may not want to hear, or things that you might be connected with. You might find out some secrets that you don't think should come to light are going to come right out. Right out. Like, this person is not pulling any punches. Anything that's holding them back or they feel is holding them hostage to their emotions or the situation, it's going. It's going right out there. You may find a lot of information here you don't like being public. This may be a very uncomfortable moment for you. It may be very uncomfortable. It goes a lot of different ways. But what I'm also getting is this person is being freed this way. This is freeing them. They're doing the work to free them from that pain. They're freeing themselves from the uncomfortable moment where they just don't feel like they have control of their life anymore. Somebody else is manipulating them, or people, even this one person, maybe this one person, they solve it, but other people have the power to manipulate them with. And they're like, I don't want that anymore. So I'm freeing myself from this. The world comes in after the Seven of Pentacles. They've done the work to make this go away. They want it to stop. After it's said, like the moment happening, when the moment itself happens, I just don't feel like you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be painful. It's kind of like, what's more information than I'd really like out there? But once it's out there, you see how free and how this has just lifted the other person's energy so much. I literally feel like once you see the effect of letting that go, it's just one of those moments, kind of like it's already been done, and I'm seeing some positive effects here. I love this person. I care about them. Now, it doesn't have to be a romantic love, but just like it could be a friend, sibling, parent, whatever you got going on, coworker even. You see how much this has lifted them, how much this has freed them. And I'm getting the Four of Wands on your side, kind of like once you see the positive effect it's had on them, I literally feel like whatever made you uncomfortable or whatever you didn't like, you're just kind of like, you know what? They're feeling so much better. It's doing so much for them. It's good. It's fine. Whether you wanted it to happen that way, whether you think if it was to be replayed, it could be played a better way or redone. It could be done a better way. It's kind of like it's moot at that point. Like, it's already been done. Why go around in circles about it? Why bother? Let's let it go. This person feels so much better. They're freed from the situation. That's a good thing. You're feeling really good about that. The thing is with this, when this moment happens, and I feel like this is going to be uncomfortable for you going forward, there's people in your circle, be it friends, family, or whatever, coworkers, whatever it is, whatever this arena is, the same arena where this person just put forth the truth about what they've been experiencing. You see that they're freed and you're cool with them. I feel like the Four of Wands is saying you're cool with them, you're good with them. But then when you really start to think about it, you're realizing, wait a minute, this person and what they were doing to this other person you care about, the other person who is manipulating them, like, it starts to slowly seep in. Maybe they shut that down with them, but if they're willing to do that to them, who else are they manipulating? What else is going on? And you're starting to see somebody in a different light. That becomes a little bit uncomfortable. Kind of like, wait a minute. I don't keep people around me that I think are like that. And I didn't think this person was like that, but I'm seeing that that's the truth. And the reality would say that that's not usually just a single one-off thing. That's usually like a pattern of a few things. What else is happening here? And it's making you nervous with the Knight of Swords. Like, what else could be going on here? Wait a minute, let me think. Creativity comes in, kind of like, be careful, don't let your thoughts run away with you, but also give yourself a chance to think about ways to prove if something is right or is not right. Whoever this person is, there's somebody in question and you're worried, like, wait a minute, what are they really about? Now that I'm thinking about this, there could be a big problem here that I've just been ignoring the whole time. And maybe that one person solved it for them, but who else is this person disrupting or causing pain for? You got friendship with fertility. This is fertility in what's going on next here. And you got the Tower coming in. It's almost to sit back and go for the ride. I don't want to say enjoy the ride because I don't know if it's going to be enjoyable. You're going to notice this. You're going to think about this. But other people are going to be acting on it. That's the Tower card. But it does say friendship, so it could be friendships. Even if it's family connections or coworkers, it's basically saying this energy here is shifting. There's a shifting going on here. The Tower with the fertility to me like leads to a new birth. Like, that's what I kind of think of. Like, when a person is fertile, that means they're able to create new life. when plants are fertile, or they're things are fertile, they have the potential to create new life. That's how I look at it. The Tower is telling me this energy, this collection of people, whatever they are, friends, family, coworkers, whatever else you got going on there, organizational people, it's changing. It's going to change. I feel like this could be a little bit uncomfortable, but there's going to be some people leaving the situation due to this. It's kind of like this is going in phases. First there's some problems. Somebody's saying, hey, I'm being manipulated. Then they push forward the truth and they say, you know what, instead of it holding me down, I'm going to tell you what's actually going on here so you can't use it against me anymore. That's going to free them. That's going to start the next phase of like somebody else being called out. Like, wait a minute, you're a manipulator? You've been manipulating that person behind the scenes all this time? Like, what's that about? Other people are, I feel like, going to clean this situation up. Somebody's going to be leaving, and this situation will reconstitute in a more positive, more honest sense. I do feel like you will still be a part of it, but you may be shocked at who leaves, because I'm getting the three of Wands is telling me somebody will be leaving due to this situation. Like the energy that's really not conducive or really not that positive will be removed. Are we good? All right. I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.